Everybody about the rendezvous in Rome, that we're all going to have such a great time. Make a note in your diaries, get your early birds, pass it round your teams, get everybody excited, and just sell it, because the more seats we get in Rome, the better our business will be. Click on the screen to make it all work. Let's just have a look at things that look familiar. The prospect desperately needs our product. He desperately wants our opportunity, and at the end of our presentation he just says no. You think, what happened? What went wrong? Does it seem strange? And all of this really costs us time and money. And what we've got to believe and know, that what we're doing when we first join the business is really, we're going through a process. We're sorting people, and we've got to stay detached from the yeses and the nos. And what do we mean by we're sorting people? Well, remember that we have something very special. We have an opportunity to change people's lifestyle. So we are sorting out the people that we want in our business. We're not out there begging people to join our business. We're not out there giving sales presentations, product presentations, payment presentations. We sort out people's problems, and until we know what the problem is, what is the point of giving them any information? So remember, we sort problems out, and in sorting people's problems out, first of all, we've got to pique interest. Then we show tools. That's whatever your team want to use as the tools to give the information. Then we collect a decision, and this is where the money is made in network marketing. If we're not good at these skills, then we will not make money. It doesn't matter how good you are at talking. If you don't talk in the way that the prospect hears you, they won't join you. Let's just elaborate. Just come on a journey with me for a minute. I want you to imagine you're with me in Spain and we're opening up the country. Would it matter if we had the greatest upline? Would it matter if we told everybody that Synergy paid out 55%? Would it matter if the products were absolutely world class? Would it matter that Dan Higginson could walk on water? Would it matter that our scientists could beat up anybody else's scientists? Nothing matters. Your attitude, your motivation, your product, or your opportunity, until you learn one thing. We're in Spain. Until we learn to speak Spanish, because it doesn't matter what we do and say, they're not going to understand us. And it's a little bit like people. Until you understand the workings of our subconscious mind, which governs all the decisions. I'll tell you all again for those who haven't heard it. For every decision we make, our conscious mind makes 2,000 synaptic connections. Our subconscious mind makes 40 million synaptic connections. So it's the subconscious mind that we need to learn to speak to. But the good news is, the secret language that we're speaking to the client, they're easy to learn. We just need to learn a few words in each language. Then they feel as though we're joined at the hip and we're walking with them on a common vision. But the bad news is, learning the secret language isn't really the skill. The real skill is knowing which secret language the prospect understands, because we quickly have to determine which of the 4 secret languages the person we're speaking to understands. And this is the skill that will make your career soar. Now we're going to go through discovering the secret. Now, many times we hear of people segregated into personality traits, and that's pretty true. And we're going to give them red, yellow, green and blue. So reds are doers, greens are thinkers, blues, party people, relates, yellows, socializers, helping people. Let's just go through the different personality traits that we've got. Just 1 minute. I think we have skipped one of the things I wanted to go through. See if I can find it. Here we go. Yeah. This is a really quick way of how you can determine what you are and what your friends are, what your relatives are, and more importantly, what your prospects are. And all you've got to ask are two simple questions. Ask people basically, do you react slowly and deliberately, or do you react quickly and spontaneously? They're going to give you a 1A or a 1B answer. You can see the screen. Then ask them the second question, do they react primarily on ideas, concepts and results, or are they persons, interactions and feelings people? So if they give you a 1A and a 2A, they're a green personality. If they give you a 1A and 1B, they're a yellow. A 1B and 2A, you're a red. A 1B and 2B, you're a blue. So that's a very simple way that you can understand which is the primary trait of the individual that you're speaking to. And they all relate to the same circumstances in different ways. And those are the things that you need to understand when you're dealing with these people. You need to speak their language and understand the way they need to be treated. So let's have a look at the yellow. They're slow, deliberate, but they're people orientated. You could look at somebody as a really loving mom, as a typical yellow. They're supportive, they're nurturing. People in these sort of professions are nurses, teachers, full-time moms who really do love children. People love helping people get what they want. Not interested in the hard business side, but they want to help other people to be successful. They can be indecisive because they're always thinking of somebody else. If you ask them what they want for dinner, they say, well, what do you want? Because they're more concerned about helping you than helping themselves. But because of this sort of personality, they have a very high credibility rate. Are pretty well organised, and they're great at multitasking. Those are the general principles of a yellow. Now, the one word that describes the yellow personality is help. So that's a pretty easy thing for you to remember. So if you remember the word which they like, helping other people, they're not asking for help, they're actually giving help. So that's the one word that characterises the yellow personality. And the yellow personality will always do more for other people than they will do for themselves. They're basically professional helpers. They live for the chance to be of help. It makes them feel good. The sort of occupations that they enjoy being in, massage therapists, kindergarten school teachers, fundraisers, nurses, social workers, charity volunteers, ministers, counsellors, customer service personnel, caregivers. They enjoy careers that help people. Do yellows make great leaders? Absolutely yes. They don't want to complain. They don't want to criticise and moan about problems. They just focus on helping people. The yellows gladly take care of their own problems and their downline problems. They are patient, understanding. People feel their empathy and love to work with them. They have no ego that will get in the way of their relationship with a downline. No ego means less conflict, less stress. They are good listeners. It comes natural because of their caring nature. They are also very dependable. Recognise the yellow personality quickly. Words they use in conversations: help, contribute, assist, feel, nurture, comfort, care, share. The vocabulary helps us to identify them quickly. They're sharing, caring, helping people. Don't try and change your language. to theirs, because it won't be you, but just use the words and phrases in your speech that they relate to. Let's have just a touch on what the yellow personality, the behaviour looks like. They're laid back and mellow. They just hate to say no. They talk softer and slower. They avoid conflict. They're really easy to get along with. And their primary motivation is to help people. These sort of people, my wife, June, is a typical yellow. She just loves to help the family, loves to help the children, the grandchildren, and she will do anything at the detriment of her time and sometimes her health just to be of service so that their lives are made better. And that is typical of the yellow personality. They would put themselves out just to help people to make their lives better. How to invite a yellow. Now, when we do this, we're sort of exaggerating the thing just so that you get the meaning of what we're doing. And when we exaggerate it, it sort of puts it into perspective, as you'll see on the other coloured situations that we get to. The yellow, I want to ask a favour, because they like to do things for people. So we start off asking for help. We have an opportunity meeting tonight. Would you please come? We need your help. We deal in health products that help people to age slower and feel good about themselves and lead happier, more confident lives. That's what they want for other people. Our products help young mothers have more energy so they can balance their families, their careers and their personal lives. Would that ring home to a yellow? We also give people the chance to work out of their homes so they can be with their children and watch them growing up. Would you please come with me to be my guest? You can mention all the things that we do for charity, leaving a legacy, all of those things strike home to a yellow personality. So that, remember, when you're speaking to people, a yellow, listen for the words they use, distinguish them, and when you're speaking to them, use the phrases and the words that go right through their subconscious mind and go right into where they believe, because you're speaking their language, exactly what you're saying. Now we look at the blue personalities. Now the blue are party animals. They just love fun, they're adventurous, they love meeting new people. They are just crazy about selling. They just love and enjoy selling. They're the salesmen that just can't wait for the alarm clock to go off each morning to get out there and talk to people about what they do. They are always talking. They tell long stories. They won't just tell you the car handle broke down. They will go into the details of the colour of the car handle, all the things that happened on the way to the car handle, after they got in the car. Their stories will be unending, but probably great fun. But the one thing, because they talk so much, they do not listen. But they're trendy people. They're popular people. They're the life of the party. When you're at a party, you love them to be there because they make everything happen. They're fun. You know when they hit the room. But one of the traits of these people, they rarely follow up. So they can leave a bit of a trail of habit behind them. And because they're great with people, they think they're multitaskers like the yellows, and they sometimes think they're a little bit yellow, but they really are not. What is the downside of a blue? They never listen because they're too busy thinking who they're going to meet next and what they're going to do. They never follow up, so it's difficult to keep a business really going with the blues. They need to have somebody in their organisation, primarily their wife, to follow up, or somebody good to help them in doing what they're doing, because all they want to do is talk to new people. Once they've got people in, they're on to the next person. You never have to answer a blue. Why? Because they never listen. How to recognise a blue quickly. The words they use often: fun, excellent, awesome, interesting, travel, new, exciting. Then you suddenly notice they're not listening. And that's a trait with the blue: great and exciting, not great listeners. How to invite a blue. We have a meeting tomorrow night. It is going to be so exciting and so much fun. You'll have a chance to meet lots of new people and get to talk to them before the meeting and after the meeting. Our meetings are just one big party where we plan for the biggest party of all in Rome in September. I need a great party animal to help me get the best out of this experience. That's the type, it's an exaggeration, but that's the type of thing that you would do when you're inviting a blue, even to come on a webinar, onto a training, to a meeting or anywhere. That excitement, the people. Then we hit the regs, the Lord Sugar. Like to be in charge, great organisers, always improving things, always think they know best. They're quick, active, spontaneous people. They work on ideas, concepts and results. They're focused on the bottom line. They don't listen. Why? Because they already know it. All reds think they're yellows because, yeah, I'm a red. And yeah, I sometimes think I can do all the things a yellow can, but when I really analyse it, I can't. We love recognition and competition. Reds will make lots of money. Why? Because we're money orientated, we're bottom line orientated, we're goal orientated. The word described the red personality: money. Go over it again. Want to be in charge, want to be the boss, want to tell other people what to do. Great organisers. Are bottom line people who want results. Hate people with whiny excuses, are all about money. But everybody loves the reds in their team. Why? Because they know that the majority of reds are winners and they'll make money. Jobs occupied profusely by reds: bosses, politicians, wedding planners, top athletes, people that really are goal orientated. Recognise the red personality quickly, the likes of the Richard Bransons. Money, power, wealth, compete, competitive. They don't like losers. We're results orientated. We like to be in control. The boss, the leader, concerned about the image. So you can recognise reds very, very quickly. Do reds make great leaders? Yes, they're born leaders. They don't have to try. It just is in their makeup. It's in their psyche, because they're money oriented and goal orientated, and they will earn you a lot of money. You can always tell a red, they pretty much stand out wherever they are. So when you see them, grab them, because they do tend to get things done. How to invite a red. We have an opportunity meeting tomorrow night. Be there. We are talking money, lots of money, huge amounts of money. Here is a chance to fire the boss. Have your own organisation and you tell them what to do. You can be the number one and get the recognition you deserve. Drive the car you want and wave to the boss saying, goodbye, losers. That's an exaggeration, but you get the point of the different ways that you phrase and get these different types of personality traits involved. The greens, they're slow, deliberate people, but they're focused on ideas, concepts and results. Dr. Spock in Star Trek, very, very logical, but he knew all the answers through his research and the way he was. He knew the answers to everything, but he worked on logic, not emotion. And people, the traits, engineers, accountants, computer, nerds, scientists, and like I say, these people, again, logical people, not emotional. They'll ask for information again and again and again, and just keep on asking, and that's fine, because they're that type of people. You just keep giving them the information till they have everything themselves, and then they will close themselves. You never, ever, ever, ever try to close a green, because you will scare him off. They'll do the research willingly for themselves. They like to be right, and that's why they do the research. They're interested in the answers that are right. So all you've got to do, feed them the information and they will decide for themselves. What is the one word that sums up the green personality? Information. The word data actually gets the greens excited. They're all about logic, information. They don't make quick decisions. They're comfortable around books and computers because that's where they do the research. But they're not so comfortable around people. They spend time thinking and not acting. Once they make a decision, though, they really will stay with it. They are extremely loyal. One of the greatest network marketers of all time, Big Al Schreiter, is a green personality. And he has built huge networks on many occasions. So it proves that all people can do it. Do greens make great leaders? Yes. Why? Because they know all the answers. They know the compensation plan inside out. They know how to reach the Starship Commander pin. They can tell you every move you have to make to get to your Star Commander pin. They know every website you can visit. They know the breakdown of every product. They know every pitfall and how to overcome it. They love to study the detail. They're great readers. They make great brochures. They have everything in the brochure. It's a huge brochure, but it tells you everything. But one of the things about the greens, they're extremely loyal people. So when you have a green, you have him for life. More green behaviour. Planning a holiday. They will tell you where every garage is, every restaurant is along the way. If you see a business card from a green, it'll be an A4 sheet loaded with information. But they would rather do anything like that than talk to people. They need rocket science knowledge before they'll even approach their first prospect. They're very skeptical about everything, but they get it right eventually. Invite a green to a meeting. Would you please come to the meeting tomorrow night? I need your opinion. We are going to sit way back at the back of the room where nobody will bother us. Nobody will ask us to join. And by the way, bring a huge notebook because there will be loads of information. And hopefully, by the end of the meeting, we will have enough information to begin our preliminary research. Ka-ching. That's the thing that turns the green on. Can you see the difference in the different types of people? Now, we've got 4 people here, and if we speak to everyone the same way as probably we've been doing, only 1 in 4 are really going to connect with us. That's a pretty poor chance. So if we got everybody connecting with us, and you see how the ratios on what you're doing are really going to rise. We've covered an awful lot in half an hour, and I want it to be short and sharp so that you can listen to the recordings and you can get more information. It's designed to go through, give you an introduction to what it covers, helps you with the speaking to people so that you know the traits. You can change the way that you communicate with them, get better results. Any of you who want any information about tonight's presentation, if you just drop a line to the Maverick at synergyadvantageteam@gmail.com, I'll answer any queries that you have and help you understand anything that's a little bit vague. Next week, the skill that we're going to cover is called the 1-minute presentation, and that will help you with this skill so that you know that you're relating with the prospect in the right way. Next week's skill will really help you in opening the conversation and taking it to a conclusion where they ask you to give them a presentation, and it makes sure that they turn up after you've sent them information so that you can actually speak to them about what they've seen. Now, when you think, if you can command the 4 secret languages of the client, and you become really good at that, and then you become really good at the 1-minute presentation, can you imagine the difference? First of all, in your confidence levels in speaking to people. You will have the confidence to speak to anybody and everybody, and you will have the skills to start getting people to ask you for presentations instead of you pitching and selling, which only helps them to run away quicker. When people are curious and they want information, it's a lot easier on you in what you do and what you say. And when you think, if you ask 100 people in the street that you live, if they would like to pay less tax, how many out of that 100 would say yes? If you asked those same 100 people, would they like to earn money? How many of those 100 would say yes? If you asked those same 100, how many would like to spend more time with the family? Some people might not want to spend more time with the family, but it would still be a high percentage. So if we have the ability to give them those 3 yeses, it's what we do and what we say that precludes them from joining us. So if you learn what to do and what to say, can you imagine the success that you can have in this business? This is a great business. It does change lives. It does help people to leave a legacy with the people they help and for themselves and for their family. Thank you for being with me. I hope it has come over in a way that you've understood. The facts are on the screen. You can get a copy of everything that I have done tonight. So with that, good evening and thank